Hello everyone, my name is Calior. I bring to you every week the latest news regarding Bloodhunt and everything around it, and I help explain the news in a way to better understand what is going on. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Saturday, December 10th, 2022, and it is currently 11:52 a.m. Eastern Time. We've had technical issues. Okay. It has been 228 days since the release of Bloodhunt, and we are currently 3 days until the end of the Halloween pass. Yeah, again. I know it was said last week, but we're back there again. It should end on Tuesday, December 13th. We are recording this live on Twitch every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are live with us, feel free to ask questions in the chat. Hello, YouTube. Exactly. Hey, Mokrai. And as a reminder and a disclosure, I'm not a game dev. I'm not bound by an NDA, but I will do the best that I can to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions. The topics today, a lot of things. Just a lot of things. Also, in truth, I didn't have it all at times to just go through my notes and write the topics again. But we're going to be talking about Twitch drops. We're going to talk a little bit about Bloodhunt related news, a little thing about merch, just a little thing about giveaways again, but it's going to be the game updates. The main part today is going to be we're going to focus on the major news of the week, which is the article that's been released. But first, if you haven't, please follow me. Follow me on Twitch. Even if you're not going to turn on the notifications, it would still mean a lot. We are close to 200 followers. We're on the road to 250 followers, where I can actually join some streamer programs and give more out to the community. I stream very casually during the week whenever I feel like it. These days, it's been chaos in my personal life, mostly in my work life, as we're trying to wrap up the year. I barely even have time to game. And yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm gonna, the rest of the weekend, I'm gonna be doing just gaming. Most of the time, I'm gonna be gaming. I do giveaways, such as right after the recording of the show, I'll be giving away a purple paint jacket, and Candy Kid eyeglasses code, which I give out frequently on my streams whenever I'm playing Bloodhunt. I have a fuchsia finish makeup code and a Techno Demon mask code. And like I said previously, hopefully I will be, if ever I have some time, probably not this week, I will be doing some more giveaways in the evening of NA and some in the evening of EU time zones. It just hasn't been possible for me. The previous week hasn't been possible for me this week. That just happened. And very likely it's not going to be possible for me to do it next week. However, the next 2 following weeks after that, well, it depends on my family, but I will have more time streaming and I'll be able to switch up the time zones and give out those codes to people. So there you go. So we will start with some smaller news of the week, and then we'll lead to the major piece of news for the week. So let's switch focus here. There we go. And start linking things, because I always forget to link things. This week, in terms of Twitch drops, well, not just for this week, but then this week and the following week, we have the 6 previous Twitch drops that are available to everyone. So we've got the Feline Siren Mask, the Scarlet Centipede Tattoo, the Onyx Tears Makeup, Graphic Statement Makeup, Feel the Burn Outfit, and Ancestral Expression Makeup. They are all available to everyone. I want to make this clear. It's any channel for these 2 weeks, from December 9th to December 23rd in the morning. It's anyone that is streaming in the Bloodhunt category on Twitch and has drops enabled is going to be able to give out those drops on their channel. It's a question of watching. Um, it's just a question of watching for 2 hours and claiming whenever you've got, like, it's in two batches, I believe. The first batch of three, after a certain amount of time, you have to go claim it, and then the next second batch of three, you have to go claim it as well, and that's in the span of 2 hours. You're able to claim them. But yeah, in terms of being able to have your stream allowed to give them out to everyone on your stream, everyone that's currently tagged in the Bloodhunt category is able to do this. So that's up until December 23rd. And we will switch back to after that. Can we please have the graphics load up, please? There you go. When we get back to December 23rd, we're going to go back to the top 100 streamers of Bloodhunt that will have their channels be flagged to be able to give out the Please Die outfit that everyone wants. And yeah, after that, we don't know exactly what's going to happen after December 23rd. Well, you will see in the calendar that I'll bring up in a moment. We'll see exactly what happens. That's a question that's left in the air right now. Hello, Shang-Chi. Hello. Yes, that outfit. Everyone wants that outfit. So, after this is being mentioned, now I know a few people have been asking me about this. The music that I used as an intro on the stream before this, this was this tweet right here, aim to head. It is a mix. It's right there. It's linked below. Linked below that post. It is on YouTube. This specific mix. It's Vampire Party Volume 5. They Aim to Head. It's a partnership that was made with Aim to Head and Bloodhunt. They're absolute, like, I can tell you, I've been following them since the beginning of the pandemic. And you want some dark industrial mix, dark club mix, vampire mix, cyberpunk dark mixes, and all of that stuff. Sometimes they release tracks, but they're most known to release some mixes. Aim to Head is really, really, really good music, and that was the special one that I played at the beginning of the stream. Although, for all their mixes that are out there, I want to remind some streamers they are subject to copyright. So be careful when you're streaming them. Yes, so go click on the link, go see that. And also I want to point out that even though they have a lot of their mixes on the YouTube, there you can also find them on Spotify, where they have specific playlists as well. And because I know a lot of people like to go on Spotify and find the songs by themselves. Every song is tagged on YouTube though. I would still recommend that if you can, you go play on YouTube, because it's more advantageous monetization for the creators if you watch on practically anything else but Spotify. But I know a lot of people use Spotify to find their music and all that sort of stuff, so I'm just letting you know that they are there as well. And by the way, yeah, I know that Bloodhunt posted about this, right? 9 hours before, I tweeted about this, so, it's because I was following Aim to Head before. I was already following them, so it was in my YouTube subscription list, but, if you want to have some exclusive news, you just should follow my Twitter. Hold on. I mean, just putting all my links in chat. Okay, so, another thing that might interest some of you, Advanced GG put out this nice little post like this if you would enjoy a care package full of only Bloodhunt's Blood Orange. I think that some of you that would like to have this care package should probably go like and maybe comment on that tweet if you want some of this. Looking at the comments that some people have been posting about this, some of it is just like it's absolutely their favorite flavor. Like that legit one of the best flavors out there, hands down. Some are obsessed with this flavor. I don't know why there's a Baby Yoda, but there it is. Yeah, it's like I'm just saying you're gonna have some competition to get your hands on this, so go go like it. In terms of giveaways, well, you know that I'm doing my own fuchsia finish and a fuchsia finish makeup and techno demon, I believe. Yes, there we go. Wow, that's huge. Can barely see it over my giant head and all this. Anyways, you've probably seen this on Twitter. I I advertise about, like, especially whenever there's a Techno Demon mask out. I know a lot of people want the Techno Demon mask. I always advertise on my Twitter a few days in advance at least to make sure that people know, because I know a lot of people still want the Techno Demon mask, and apparently there's still people that are hounding for the fuchsia finish code. I didn't know about this, but apparently in the last few weeks some people have just been like, I want the fuchsia finish makeup. And before, when there used to be a lot of them, nobody used to say anything about that, but apparently we've got a lot of new people in the game. There are a lot of new people that want to invest some time in the game and want to get those, did not get the chance of getting those codes in the past. So now there's new people that want that. So I'll be doing a giveaway of this, but I know there might be some people from Shark Mob that are listening, and I'd like to know if there's some people that are still interested in getting those items in game. So I'm putting up a poll. Just for the sake of science, which cosmetic code are you missing? And I would ask people here, and if you're watching in the VOD, if you could retweet or link that to other Bloodhunt fans, just to know people are missing their Techno Demon mask, the fuchsia finish makeup, if they're missing both, or if they already have both. I'll put this up for 6 days. It's just for the interest of myself, knowing, like, are there people out there that might be interested in this? Hold on, and I will put the link in the chat. There you go. And I will save that for myself. I mean, who knows what might happen if there is a lot of interest for this? Who knows? Maybe some people are gonna like send up codes to be given away to the community, or maybe they're gonna take it upon themselves to give out codes. There have been codes that have been given out this week. I'm gonna get to that a little bit in a little moment. Anyways, that's enough. We're gonna go through the news of the week. So, really, the news that interests everyone. Now, I know this is old news for a bunch of people, especially people that are in chat and you keep yourself informed, but for the sake of archival or history or any of this, as we discovered last weekend, there was going to be a delay on the December update, and it was going to be pushed for 1 week, like to 1 week later. We got this official tweet to let us know that there was going to be a learnings article later in the week. And I keep telling people, because, how can I say? Some took this as a sign of the apocalypse. It was the end of Bloodhunt. There was a delay. There was a delay. This is a sign that things are not going right. And a bunch of people apparently just started coming out of the woodwork, from people that we had not seen in the Bloodhunt Discord or on Twitter for weeks and sometimes months. coming back to go like, see, we told you the game was going to die one day. I mean, it's an online service game. Of course, at some point, the game is going to die. The question is when. So, yeah, and I know that it put a little downer on a bunch of people, but still gotta remind you, it was only a week. When I announced it last week, that we heard that there was going to be a delay, my worry was that they were going to tell us it was going to be a month. And it wasn't necessarily going to be a month. Like, if it was going to be a month, it would be still too close to the end of the holidays. So it would like be, I don't know, mid-January or something like this. So it would have been like 5 or 6 weeks of delay. And at that point, I think like everyone would have blown a gasket on Bloodhunt. But thankfully, it was just a week. Okay, could have been worse. It happens. A week. It's not that bad. Okay. There was a comment though that was made on this post. There you go. There we go. Why not make all previous... we've talked about this in the past, by the way. Some people that have been asking exactly for this, and we knew that the idea at some point had been on the devs table. What they're doing with it, we don't know. If it's still something valid or if it's completely forgotten, we don't know. But they had thought about that. Why not make all previous passes playable? Like if we miss pass 1, we can just activate it and play through it. There's literally nothing stopping you to do that. Bloodhunt's answer was, while doing this might sound easy, it may be a bit more complex to implement on the code end. Those passes were paid, for example. First of all, yeah, exactly. If you want to have those things, well, you got to have the hooks put in place to make people pay for the passes. Even if there's a debate of should we make people pay for the previous passes or not, that's a whole debate. But still, like, to activate them, you need to put some codes. You need to put some code in place. And some of those items were for a particular season, and combining passes would be a new feature. Anyway, so these are 3 points that, they have on their side. They have to code in. This is not just simply flip a switch, bring back a battle pass. Absolutely not. Like this is much more complex. However, did it say that they were not doing it or they were not thinking about it? Nope. So, might still be something. Might still be something in the future. But now, at least with this, you get a little bit more explanation of this isn't so easy as some, like this person, thought it might have been. Moving on. We have also got the announcement that because of this, and because also a bunch of people have asked for this, there is a double XP weekend, or at least until the update is there. A double XP event. Now, I know that for some people have reacted with like, what do you mean a double XP? This pass was way too easy. Like this took no time at all to complete. And all sorts of comments like this, like, we don't need this or whatever. And such as this person here, Miss Necromancer, saying, we completed it within 2 days. Is this a joke? Bloodhunt added, some players have joined the Bloodhunt more recently than you have, and we bet that they appreciate the opportunity to perhaps completing the pass over the weekend. I can vouch to that because I've seen on some of the posts that Bloodhunt's been making, not just on Twitter, but on other formats, people have been asking, okay, can we have a double XP weekend? Like, I really want this patch to be completed. I just discovered the game. I just found out that the battle pass is free, so I'm just gonna jump in. I just realized that, the season's gonna end. I completely forgot about it. I was, on Modern Warfare or Overwatch or whatever, hey, can I give just a little boost at the last second? Double XP events, especially at the end of a season or at the end of a battle pass, I shouldn't use the term season, at the end of a battle pass is always something good to add. It not may not be for everyone that is a dedicated player for Bloodhunt or for the game. You have to think that there are other people, other different types of people playing the games. So yeah, some people very grateful. And by the way, people that have been playing since that announcement has been made, there's been a whole bunch of people logging in the game, and I mean for different reasons. I agree, but there's a lot of people that have been playing have noticing a lot of newbie accounts that have been like more and more newbie accounts being created, and a lot of people like going on with friends to get the battle pass completed. So, like, there's that. And yes, Zhangxi, absolutely right. There's some people like Zhangxi should know. She plays on PS5. There's people getting consoles. Like PS5s are in stores. They are on the tablets finally, like in a more regular way. It sucks that they haven't like dropped the price at all, but that's their decision. But yeah, some people are getting some early gifts of PCs, some early gifts of consoles, especially for PS5. That is a very prized item out there. Um, yeah, so some people just can't wait until Christmas. They've already unboxed it and playing. I've been seeing myself on my Twitter feed, a lot of people getting like taking the time of like of buying gifts for Christmas, but also getting themselves little new presents, and they're already like tweeting about it. They're already using it. Like a lot of people making themselves their own little presents. So that's that is a good point. There's more people, and especially for a free game like Bloodhunt. Yeah, that's the kind of thing that happens. Hold on, gotta hydrate. I think my allergies are playing up a little bit. I'm happy for them. Means they can play Bloodhunt early. Yes, yes. The game is free. Mocry. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? I myself like I this is just I'm flabbergasted. Honestly, I I love using the term flabbergasted. um, I don't have a command for this. It's automatic. Okay, that's good. Doop doop doop. Let me get back to this. Okay, so that's the thing that's happening. I thought it cost 40 bucks, 70 bucks on a hard damn missing out. Yeah, I want to remind everyone also that's currently that is watching this. I don't know if it's the first time that you've been watching this news. If you're live on the news stream or if you're watching a recording, it is absolutely surprising and incredible to see the amount of people that are coming into streams, just either discovering the game or just like trying to they've tried to play the game, they've downloaded the game, or and they just want to see like how streamers are, how communities are, like what's happening. And there's people that are returning as well, and they're asking like when are like about old problems like the reload bug. Like, do you still have the reload bug? It's been fixed for months, dude. Or like, this looks like a AAA game. Thank you very much. I don't think I could afford it. Just like, it's free. Like, people are very, very misinformed about Bloodhunt. We need to put the info out there. This game is free. You know, this game is free. This battle pass is free. We're gonna see if the next battle pass is free as well. We're gonna see. Okay. Just be aware that there's a lot of uninformed or misinformed people out there, and it's fine. You just gotta tell them. You just gotta let them know what the deal is. And that's gonna be the more people we can get in, it's more competition for us. It's more people being in the game. It's more people on the servers. For anyways, gonna get back. there's a lot of things I got to talk about today, and I don't want to get like I want to veer into some topics, but I don't like it. Save that for later. Save that for later, Calio. Okay. Oh my god, why do I get so burpy when I'm doing this? When doing this newscast. Okay, so another thing that's been happening this week, because some people, I gotta say, like, it's a general request. People have been asking me in voice chats or in DMs or whatever. Like, I had done a little countdown for the end of the Halloween pass, but now that it's been delayed for a week, am I gonna do another countdown? I finally found a way to do it, but it's a little cheeky because I had to put something together after a day at work. So I decided to do a little cheeky thing. It's all on my Twitter, by the way. So, oh wait, we can't necessarily see it this way. There we go. So, on the 7th day of Christmas, my Bloodhunt gave to me 7 days of waiting, 6 white-eye colors, 5 very good dogs, 4 basic hair colors, 3 orange icons, and there's 2 more. There's gonna be another one tomorrow. There's gonna be another one. The last one is more like cute and funny than any other thing. I'm surprised and very happy to say to see that people of the community and also some some people at Shark Mob really seem to like this little countdown more than anything. The other countdown I'd done was more like was to feature some elements of the elements of the battle pass that was about to expire. But with this one, I just decided to go like with the whole, everyone was being sarcastic and cynical about the, it's been delayed for a week. So it's just like, let's throw a little humor in there. I hope I don't ruffle too many feathers. But I'm just going to say, like, probably my favorite one and the one that will make some people laugh and be a little bit mad at me is the one for tomorrow. I was surprised at the amount of people that really like the very good dogs. Apparently, like, I thought that was the lamest, but apparently that was the most popular one that I did. So anyways, that's just little me going like, oh, I'm so creative and everything. But yeah, tomorrow some people might be like, anyways, keep an eye on my Twitter, okay? Keep an eye on my Twitter. Jiangxi, I knew you're gonna do this. Okay, so okay. Here is the meat and potatoes of why we are here today. On Thursday, we've got the this post telling us, "Hello Bloodhunt community. We are currently hard at work with finishing up the December update. But before that, we wanted to share some information with you on the changes regarding the future of Bloodhunt, as well as the latest learnings article, link below." And this is the article. And now, as is tradition, whenever there's an article, I know that a lot of people skim through it. I know that a lot of people don't necessarily think about what they wrote. They just get keywords and things and immediately comment on this. And regarding that Twitter post I just put that out. Yeah, the comments and the reactions of the Twitter posts were exactly what I expected. People not reading, people not thinking. So we're going to go through this, read practically everything. I'm going to give you some thoughts on what exactly to think or what might be the best takes on on the game. So, Here we go. An update on the future of Bloodhunt. The October update's learnings. Greetings, Kindred, and welcome to our latest learnings article covering the recent survey. We have a lot of things to go through this time, so let's get started. As you know, Bloodhunt has been facing challenges with long waiting times during matchmaking over the last few months. The root cause is the number of active players, which initially was at high level but has since dropped to a point where it affects matchmaking. As a result, newcomers also faced highly skilled opponents in uneven matches, contributing to them leaving the game and not coming back, further compounding the issue. We made several adjustments to mitigate this by rotating game modes, changing the player rating system, tweaking our matchmaking parameters, lobby sizes, adding TDM, and more. So, whenever you see people post about this is the reason why Bloodhunt failed, this is the reason why blah 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 blah, well, this is the reason why you lost so many players, and okay, this is a response to what's been happening since the summer update. ZZ, thank you for following, and thank you for being here in chat while we're recording. So yes, we knew that up until the summer update, the main issue had been what has been called the Hydra bug, which is, by the way, because of some comments that I've been seeing all over the place, or not necessarily all over the place, but I've seen a couple people like mention this point. The Hydra bug was absolutely not an excuse by the devs to cover up the fact that they released the badly coded game and blah blah blah. The Hydra bug was an absolutely like real thing, and they explained the whole thing, and it absolutely made sense. Learn about games, please. Now, this is talking about addressing issues that have been happening since the summer update. Okay? So if anyone wants to talk about what exactly happened, it has been summarized right here. Okay? Number of active players had been going down to the point where it affected matchmaking, and also the highly skilled players were stomping new players when they were trying to play the game. Like I said previously, people played 3 to 5 matches that lasted about a minute each. They got stomped, and they were just like, why do I even bother with this game? Uninstall. So, as a result of those two things, they made adjustments to all of this to compound these two problems. Okay? Again, this is already like setting up. You only need, like, for all the people that are coming up with theories and whatever about the game and about the state of the game and whatever happened with the game, they always make a point inside in the articles to explain exactly this is what happened. And there's no like hidden theories, there's no hidden stuff. It always comes back whenever there's people that have arguments with devs or whatever, or ambassadors. It always comes down to exactly this. This is the reason. Some people have seen the numbers, some ambassadors have been talking about this. This is the real actual info of what happened. They have been transparent with us about all of this since day one. Yes, exactly, Mark Rye. Sharkmark didn't pull it out of their asses. And there was an interaction a few weeks ago from Ambassador Aranka that had said, like, literally, like, I have seen the results of the surveys, like, and not just the surveys, of all the feedback, on all the feedback that's been compiled. This is exactly what happened. Anyone that wants to like argue anything else than what is exactly written here don't know what they're talking about. They like, because of course we don't have any access to what's been happening in the background. But again, I want to remind people because there's still people that are arguing these exact points and have a different storytelling, that have a different version of whatever's happening, and it's still prevalent. Remember what I said a moment ago, that some people still were thinking that some queues were disabled, or that the reload bug, if it was still in the game, or, you know, just outdated info? Well, there's still people that still have the narrative since September update. They still have a narrative inside their head, and they haven't changed it. They haven't updated with this exact info, and they're still spewing out or spreading misinformation about this. This is the reality of the things. So read this a few times until you understand it. This is like all of this makes sense. It's all like connected. Anyways, getting back to this. With the October update, our primary goal was to deal with the long waiting times in a way that worked for the size of the current player base. We accomplished this by adding bots that backfill the servers. Now, if there aren't enough players to start a match after reaching the time limit put in place, bots will fill up any empty slots and a match will begin. By adding these conditions, we wanted to ensure that any player queuing for our modes, solo Bloodhunt, duo BR, or TDM would not have to wait too long to get into a game. Again, some people in the community have a different narrative over adding the bots inside the game, based on experiences with, I guess, other games, other reasons, other mythical things that they have that they've put together inside their game. This was the reason why bots were added, and they've been, again, very clear about what was the point of adding the bots. It's for matchmaking queues. It's to make sure that we can guarantee fast queues for almost all of the queues. That's it. Also, keep in mind, we've already addressed this in the past. They've said that there was a dev post that said that they are, of course, improving the AI behavior of the bots, because I know that some people have been saying some things about that. But yes, they've said we're looking to improve the bots. How? They haven't said. They're just looking into improving. We're going to see maybe in the future if that bears fruit. Now, according to the survey results and the data after the October update, we are happy that most of you now have a more enjoyable experience in Bloodhunt. We are happy that most of you now have a more enjoyable experience in Bloodhunt. Again, read the sentence. It's insane how much I go into streams of people. I understand that it's not for them necessarily, but a majority of players enjoy Bloodhunt so much more since the bots have been added. Funny that. There must be a reason why. We can see that many of you are getting a few more kills per match with the bots, and that more matches are being played with faster overall matchmaking times. Hallelujah. We have also seen a slight increase in players, and most of you have given us positive feedback about the update in general. I've shown you this? I've shown you this. Hold on, I've shown you this. Where is it? Library. Bloodhunt. Store page. Yeah, you know my birth date now, everyone. Thank you. Fantastic. There we go. We remember when this was orange? Remember when this was orange and it was mixed reviews? These two. And now we've gone to mostly positive and very positive here. You know, and very positive. That's 89% of the 2,665 user reviews in the last 30 days that are positive. Some of the negative stuff that is being posted as reviews or comments, some of them even have outdated info. Just to let you know. So I think it's probably even more than 89% if you remove some of those like weird comments. Um, yeah, so like bots have been anything but have been no, not anything. I don't know that's if that's the right expression in English, so I'm just going to correct this. Bots have been a successful experience, have been a successful addition. Bots adding bots to Bloodhunt is a success story. I don't care whatever you feel like this. For a majority of players, adding bots was the thing that has been reviving Bloodhunt. There's you can't dispute that. You can't dispute that. There are some sectors of Bloodhunt that are not necessarily affected by this, but for them it is a negative, and we've been hearing a lot about them. Okay? So we know about this, that for some players, adding bots is absolutely not the way for them, for what they want, for their play style, for their game style, for what they've always been wanting. And we're going to talk about this right now. However, those who prefer playing against human opponents are still concerned, particularly with the waiting times in our trios games mode that don't have bots. And we're getting to this. Improving trios waiting times and the overall PvP experience. Since we know that a group of players appreciate the challenge of facing real players, we made sure to keep one game mode without bots. Again, reading. A group of players appreciate the challenge of facing real players. A group of players. A group of players is not the entire Bloodhunt community. We got this when people are making grand statements about Bloodhunt is for competitive. It is for a group of players. We chose trios as it is historically has been the most competitive game mode. Regardless, most of you prefer faster matchmaking with Most of you prefer faster matchmaking times with bots to longer waiting times, which leaves trios in a less than optimal state from a matchmaking perspective. This means people did not have the patience to queue into trios with everyone else that tries to queue into trios, and instead they've been going into solos and duos and TDMs. And basically you don't want waiting time, so you remove yourself from the queue. And what happens? The people that queue into trios have longer matchmaking times. The problem is kind of created by trios players at the same time. It's kind of it's still kind of I have opinions, but I'm not going to voice them. In investigating how we could solve this issue, we sent out an additional survey to get an impression of what actions would be preferred by you. The responses we received were helpful for us, and as a result, we have already made some alterations to mitigate the trio waiting times by reducing the number of players needed to start the match from 42 down to 30. We continue to monitor the situation and look at other potential improvements that may reduce waiting times further. Additionally, we are looking at possible solutions for reducing the number of bots per match in other game modes. Now, hold on here. That was originally, okay? When the October patch launched, a bunch of people wanted to play trios. But not just play trios at a certain limited capacity. They wanted to play trios all the time, 24/7 trios open, without bots. So, of course, people would queue up at different times of day and then realize they have very, 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 very long queues. Since reducing the number of players needed to start a match, that has been helping. The other thing that trios players have noticed is that they need to gather up during some peak times during the day, during like in specifically their own region. Usually it's in the evening of their region, and usually it's evening of NA East and evening of EU. There's a certain time frame where people will queue up for trios, and the trios queue is almost instant. You know, it's super quick. There's absolutely no problem. Like, the time of queuing is almost the same as the other queues that have bots in there. Okay? So trios have been working. Trios have been popping off. You just need to make sure you know at which times or which time of the day to queue up, and you're going to have trios. And people have been like, it's been happening. But because of the original experience at the beginning of the launch of the October update, some people decided to leave. The competitive players, because it's the competitive game mode is trios. Some people have decided to leave and not wait for any solutions, not wait for any trios groups to organize themselves. Now it's much more organized. People know when to queue. We see the people that are streaming for trios. We see them like start up their streams or be online at the original times when trios are about to pop off. And so far it's been good that way. But like they say here, there are potential improvements that could help with reducing wait times. Some people have been asking to add bots. A majority have said absolutely not. We want this competitive mode to be like the main driving force of trios. We're gonna see. I'm not a trios player, but I've always recognized trios as being the competitive mode in Bloodhunt. That's where you got the most. You got the most, like the best, most entertaining and most skilled players are in trios. So if that is something that interests you, hook up with some people that are in the trios community. And the people that are, look at when they queue up, ask them like what times and all of this. Usually, like you'll get in there. Frickin' bums, frickin' bums. Thank you for following. I don't know. Sorry, their name surprised me. ZZ, thank you for the hydrate. Yeah, I need this. Hold on. Did something drip? No, this is airtight. This is good things. By the way, still sold out. I don't know if that's gonna come back, but it's still listed and it has GG. Okay. Now this is a new thing. Additionally, we are looking at possible solutions for reducing the number of bots per match in our other game modes. I know that some people have been asking for this. So thank you, Zhangxi. Thank you, Mokrai. I appreciate you. I know that some people have been saying, "Oh, there's too many bots per lobbies." Personally, I think that it was okay. It's good practice for a lot of people. Maybe with the changes that are incoming in the update, maybe we're gonna feel differently about the number of bots in the lobbies. It depends. We're going to see. Now, here's the thing. Adjusted development team and the core vampire crew. Given the size of the player base, we have decided to adjust the size of the team working on the game. We have an update planned for December, and after that we will ramp down the team size. Now, this is, and again, it's reading, okay? Given the size of the player base, we decided to adjust the size of the team. It's business. that say there's not enough players playing the game. We don't need necessarily this amount of paid people to be involved in this. Shark Mob has 2 unannounced projects that they are working on. And I would like to remind you there's also a Shark Mob office in London. And technically, we don't know how many people are working on what. This is internal stuff. Unless someone wants to be frank and give us some actual numbers about what people are working on and on what projects, we don't know. And technically, it's not up for us to know. That's entirely them, okay? But this is a reaction to the number of players that we currently have. So again, some people took that as a, we're going to see. So we have, again, reading this, we have an update planned for December, and after that, we will ramp down the team size. So currently, not many changes made in the teams because they still need to deliver a December update. And I imagine as well, whenever there's an update, there might be bugs, there might be things to adjust, there might be things to fix. So you need the team that put the things in place to be able to look at what they put in place and go like, wait a second, I need to fix this and that or whatever. Have the right people look into all the stuff in order to kind of like finally kind of wrap up the update in a sort of way. Because of course it's an update. It's a patch like any software. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be weird behavior. Like, of course you want the people that put the things in place to go look at the things that they put in place and there's something wonky or whatever. Okay? So that is normal. So they're ramping down the team size. Ramping down the team size, what does that mean? Some people are just like, so they're putting it in skeleton crew. Okay, I understand that some people have seen other games and other studios sometimes decide after the launch, after they made a few patches, they decide to cut down on the team and then essentially put the game in sort of, hibernation mode, or how do you call it, like on a safety or survival mode, or just assign a skeleton crew to it and just like keep it alive for as long as you can, and then eventually we shut them down. That is what most people have seen by reading these few lines. They thought, well, it's going into, barely surviving mode for Bloodhunt. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They just said they're ramping down the team size. Ramping down the team size could be just going from 100% to 90% of team. That is effectively you reassign 20% to something else. That's it. You still keep 80% of the team. Technically, we don't know. But hold on, I'll get back to this. We'll read more of this before I add some precisions to that. Bloodhunt is our studio's first game, and lots of hard work and love have been put into it over the years. It is a game that many grew to love, and for us, it is a vital part of Shark Mob's story and legacy. However, most of the Bloodhunt team will move on to other projects within the studio after the coming update. A smaller but dedicated and highly passionate team will stay on Bloodhunt to continue working on the project in tight proximity with you, the players. Now, also, there's another thing. The Bloodhunt team. The Bloodhunt team is one thing. They might have multiple teams. It's just that the Bloodhunt team might be just a core of people, and there are other teams that are surrounding it that are not necessarily called the Bloodhunt team. Again, we don't know. How can you say, like, when you have support, you make reports. You have the anti-cheating team. That is, by the way, anti-cheating team. We had been told there a bunch of people that are there 24/7, looking at the cheater situation and all of this, and the reports and all that, and the people that are looking into tickets and all of this. Like, they could be teams that could be assigned for the two other unannounced project as well. Support, like if anyone has worked into support, it could be that the support team is a team by itself, and it is actually like it's made for support of the community, but it may be servicing many other teams that exist inside the company. That's possible. I'm what I'm saying is, because they're talking about the downsizing and they're saying the smaller team stays, it doesn't mean that the entire team has been gutted. Absolutely not. The team that will carry on the work is internally known as the Core Vampire Crew, or CVC. They will drive Bloodhunt as a passion project with a scope better adjusted towards the current situation of a smaller but highly dedicated player base. This is the current situation of the game. If you didn't already know, like what they're stating there is a situation that is already about the Bloodhunt game and community. It is a small but highly dedicated player base that is there, and they will adjust the scope to better work with that. I just reworded that sentence. But yeah, it's like, how can you say it? Like sometimes it's not worth it to have a gigantic crew to basically do what a small team could still do the same, and maybe sometimes even do better. When you have like less people, less ramifications to go through to get something done. Too many cooks in the kitchen, exactly. Maybe it's good to just like pare it down to a group that is maybe more fast and responsive than having a whole machine. Of course, that comes with its own like issues, but then again, we're speculating about things that are happening internally, which we don't know, and they don't necessarily need or have an obligation to tell us. One cook is the fame I in what 6. There's some words. There's some words I oh, hold on. New post. What's happening here? Oh, hold on. We got a new exclusive. What is this? Thank you, Jiangxi. I didn't know about this. What is happening here? Winter darkness falls upon Prague as another battle pass for Bloodhunt descends upon us. Are you ready to sink your teeth into some wicked items launching next week? What do we have? Is this a crown of thorns? Is this a visor? Exclusive, live on stream. There you go. This looks like a Winter King crown of thorns to me. And yeah, we're gonna see what that is. Okay, well, thank you for exclusive live on stream. There you go. Let's like and retweet because we need to spread the word. I'm gonna save this for myself on the side to talk about that later. Whatever it is I want it. Exactly. Me too. Okay. So getting back to what I was saying. Yes. The thing is, like, the people are speculating, and technically we don't know. Let's take a moment here, though, to meet and get to know some of our staff of our newly formed CVC team. So, basically, what you have here, you've got one of the game designers, William Carlson, that is apparently fairly known by the Bloodhunt community. I would dispute that fact, but apparently, yes, I've heard of a William before. I know that motion gaming talks about William quite a lot. But personally, I don't think I've ever interacted with them. So there's a bit of an interview. I don't necessarily want to go through all of this because it's not necessarily relate like interesting to news, but there's some things about them that you might find interesting. And you have also community developer Tobias Solem, which I'm still not exactly sure on the pronunciation. I will take the time at some point to probably ask them. But yes, Tobias, which you've probably already seen, has been showing up in streams, has been very helpful and very being has been giving very wise comments and supports and questions. Like highly approve of Tobias. Tobias is a gem. Um, yes. So here is the thing that might interest you because he's community developer, so you might get to hear a little bit more about Tobias. So I wanted to make sure here. Please tell us a little bit of what is it you do for Bloodhunt. He says, "Well, my role is quite flexible, allows me to do a lot of things that are community facing. That means I make sure to talk to the developers and stay up to date so I can write the learnings articles, patch notes, and other text for social media. But perhaps my most important duty is to make sure I represent the voice of the community in our internal meetings. That includes posting and analyzing and summarizing surveys, feedback on our social channels, and listening to feedback from different audiences with diverse needs in Bloodhunt. That and much, much more." So, we know now. Tobias is responsible for all of this. So, if ever you see Tobias popping up in chats, as I've already surmised or guessed, he's taking account of what's happening with the game, what's happening with the communities, what are people's worries or whatever. So if ever you see him pop in chat and you have a question or a concern or feedback to give, do it while he's there, because I know he likes to go into different chats sometimes. It's like, "Hey, Tobias." Oh, wait, he's gone. So, so yes, he's officially like a community developer and all of this. So moving a little bit forward here. Again, like this is interesting stuff to read, but most importantly for us, thank you, William and Tobias, for your inspiring answers, and we look forward to taking Bloodhunt into 2023, and you both and the rest of the CVC team that we will introduce at a later point. Everyone, you both and the rest of the CVC team that we will introduce at a later point. Okay. Yesterday or some other day, I forget. Someone went into Motion Gaming stream and argued that the article stated that clearly there was only 2 people that are a part of the team and that were going to carry on forward with Bloodhunt. And that is hilarious. I heard in some other stream yesterday that someone said, "Well, there's only 5 people taking care of Bloodhunt from now on." Also, that is absolutely hilarious. That's not how things work. Okay? So, like I said, like you've got the people that you've got the people that take care of like their support tickets. You've got your people that take care of like anti-cheat. That is again 24/7. You need people there to do that. This is just like to think that there's only one designer and one community guy to support the whole thing. So who maintains the servers? Like, and in the servers, like you need people to like to load the updates. You need people that, you know, you need community people. You need designers. You need programmers. You need level designers. You need at least one producer. You need people that will take care of data, because data is one thing that, you know, when people talk about games, you don't necessarily think about like how data is being circulated and like analyzed and all of this. So you've got like people that take care of support. There's some people that monitor Discord. Where do you think that they are? Doing anything on Discord or not? That's your opinion. There's many ways to monitor Discord, and sometimes the best thing to do is to just take note of things in silence in the background and not say anything. That's the best kind of monitoring that you can do in a Discord. I know that some people have different opinions because basically it's a forum of people having opinions and they want the opinions sometimes that they don't like to hear be smashed down by a mod. But that's not necessarily how it works. But yeah, you have people monitoring Discord, you have people monitoring Steam, and I assume PS5. Like, look at the credits of the game. To maintain a game alive requires a whole freaking team of people. It's not just William and Tobias that is holding the Bloodhunt game with, like, I don't know, a paperclip and 2 rubber bands. They're not MacGyvering this game into existence just because everyone left and they're just like, holding it together. That is absolutely not how it works. I don't necessarily know how things work internally there, but I know that for online service games, the games that in order to function they need to be online because it functions with the interactions of other people. Like, clearly you need an infrastructure, and that infrastructure needs to be maintained and monitored, and there's always problems that are happening. And you need people that are there looking at improving things, fixing problems, taking care of all of this. And also another thing that they don't necessarily mention here, but I want to specify because I've already asked about this, and you're going to see someone else is going to be mentioning this in a tweet I'm going to show in a moment. Hey, Swipey, how you doing, man? MacGyvering things? Yes, exactly. Like, there's still content. There's still content in the future. We know that there's pieces of content and customizations and a bunch of things and emotes and stuff that we've already seen peaks of, but we haven't seen how to get them in game. Like, they're hidden from us, but there's things to be unlocked. There's still there's still things about, like, the story of the game. We are not even, like, close to a conclusion of the story that has been building up. I know that some people just want the gameplay, don't necessarily want the lore, but if you have to base yourself on the lore, they have to conclude the lore at some point with all of this, and we're not there yet. We're absolutely not there yet. There's still a lot of spicy lore and dialogue, and there's some I'm just gonna say, like, in Elysium, there are some doors that are locked. They're just, like, waiting to be open. And there's some devs that have said, I've seen what is behind, like, this and that and this door. There's still things to unlock. There's still, there's still content to come. Like, don't worry. So you still need also, like, if you think about that, you also need QA people that are going to be testing all of these things. All the bugs and the issues that you submit. Yeah, of course, there's support people that are, like, taking care of all of this and creating tickets and all of that stuff. You also need a QA team that is going to be replicating those issues, working with the devs that are doing builds in their old, like, closed servers. I don't know exactly how people call them these days. Because now I know the nomenclature in the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years has changed from company to company. But yeah, I mean, they're testing things in the QA environment. Like, you need people to do this, and also you need people to test separate build for PS5. Okay, there's. I know it's because they don't necessarily talk a lot about PS5, okay? I know that for some reason or whatever, they don't necessarily, there's not a lot of communication said about PS5. Probably because there's not much to say other than, yeah, we're building everything for PC and then we're testing it, like translating it to PS5, but it still needs to be tested and you need to have a team that tests on PS5, like that need to be dedicated for this, okay? So like think like this you need a lot of people to do all of the stuff that I mentioned here, you know? It's not just William and Tobias. So if anyone comes to you with that kind of information, you can shut them down, letting them know that that's the thing. Sorry, I missed a little bit of what has been happening when I was talking. Doing well. I am swipey if I'm not super interactive right now. It's because also I'm recording this right now to post later on YouTube. Yes, thank you, Zhangxi. Thank you, Markrai. Oh, you're awesome. So, thank you for the lurk, Rick, too. So yes, absolutely, like, yeah, bringing it back to that. Before we finish, speaking of Tobias, by the way, seems that Tobias is good guy Tobias because this week he's posted some fuchsia finish codes. And also posted some Techno Demon mask codes. By the way, they're all claimed, but I'm putting those there because if ever you are not already following Tobias on Twitter, there you go. Click on there, follow him. He is the community developer, like I've just mentioned. Go give Tobias a follow. Yeah, he is a teacher. He will put some very, himself stuff out there. Okay, some very, like, like most people do, like you post some stuff, like thoughts that go across your head and a bunch of stuff like that. So, and I think he's going to be very, like, defensive of, like, my own posts is my own thing, are my own things, but also something like that might happen. Might drop some codes if ever he feels like it. Also, it's the holiday season. Might be like, ho ho, yeah, Santa Tobias, exactly. Exactly. Santa Tobias might drop some other codes in the future. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you should, like, go on my Twitter. Go answer that poll that I just put out. If you need any of those codes. I know that Santa Tobias is following me and pays attention to some of the stuff that I put out there. If there's a, like, I don't know if if he needs any reminder, but certainly, like, the results of the poll, if, like, people are interested in getting more of those codes, certainly, like, I can tell you, like, those two, the makeups and the Techno Demon mask apparently, like, flew away. Like, all the codes have been used, like, within the hour of when he posted them. Like, they're all gone. So certainly there's still people that want them, but maybe there's more people that want them. It's okay, I've been naughty. I don't need any Santa's gifts. Oh, okay. All right, let's continue. I'm sorry. So, following this, we also want to take a moment to say goodbye to two publicly notable team members who are leaving Sharkmob for new adventures and thank them for their legendary contributions. Thank you, David Sirland and Samir Arabieta, for the best and best of luck to you both. So, if people didn't know, David Sirland was the game director of Bloodhunt. I don't know if there's necessarily a game director again or whatever, but David Sirland has... Boop. Oh no. I don't want to buy Prime sub. Hello, mods. Thank you. Uh, David Sirland here. There you go. I'm announcing that I'm decided to re-enter the masquerade and leave my current post with Bloodhunt. Have full confidence in the crew and their abilities to make Prague a shining beacon for our kind. Please support them with all your gusto. Reflecting on the last couple of years, it sure has been quite the ride. I'm very happy to have been part of this gaming community. Please don't be a stranger. My next gig will be posted soon. Actually, it's already posted here. He's now lead producer on Battlefield with DICE. David has been like very silent on Twitter ever since a little bit after the summer update. We've been waiting to hear about like what has been happening, what has been doing. Apparently that's what he's been preparing in the meantime. And Samir, which most people know as CombatGlue, he put a tweet longer here, but now he is now a event and sponsorship manager at LurkIt. Now some people might know LurkIt is a company that helps content creators. Some people that are in the inner circle and have over 250 followers should already know about LurkIt. Apparently there are some activations that might be happening with LurkIt and Bloodhunt in the future, so have a quick look at LurkIt to see if you can apply. By the way, like it's just said in the chat, if I reach 250 followers, I'm going to be able to apply to some things at LurkIt that might help the community here. So just letting you know. Samir will remain an ambassador for Bloodhunt, by the way. So you will see him still tagged in the Discord of Bloodhunt. He might still be representing Bloodhunt whenever he can. I know that it's been very like a passion project about Bloodhunt. He really likes it. He's always been like very much into Vampire the Masquerade. So, you know, he's still a good guy to have around. He's been helping a heck of a ton of streamers in the Bloodhunt community. So like it's a good guy to have around. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna be sad personally not to have him around to be able to have like necessarily like a lot of direct conversations about Bloodhunt. Now it's gonna be like a little bit on the side, but you know that he's made a lot of friendships and a lot of he's got some friends at Shark Mob, so this is definitely not the last time that we're going to see him. It's just that in his capacity of streamer relationships and events making for Bloodhunt, we're gonna miss him. And personally, I'm gonna miss him. But we might catch up. Hold on. I'm not gonna get into this. As kind of side notes, there's been like two. Yes, indeed. David has remained an ambassador, but apparently some people are debating that fact. We're gonna see what happens with this. We're gonna see what happens with this, if it's official or not. I know that there's been a bunch of reactions because of these two people leaving. Mostly, and also that might be interesting to some people. Erik Nilsson, who we know is the art director of Bloodhunt, says, "I know the core vamp team is going to do amazing. This with this game. Looking forward to follow their journey," which makes you think, wait a second, you're not at. He says, "While I won't be actively on Bloodhunt, I will still jump in whenever they need me." This is telling, by the way. This is telling. It means that he's going to be jumping on one of the two other unannounced projects. It doesn't necessarily mean... Yes, there's you, Jiangxi. There you go. This is telling it means that it's not necessarily because they are not working on Bloodhunt that they won't come back to help with Bloodhunt. It's not because it just like decided to go like you're on this other team now. Doesn't mean that you're not allowed to work with this other team. It is, organic. If they need help, if they need anything, he might jump in. Okay? And that might also be the case for other people. Okay? So this might be more of a fluid thing, fluid collaboration between the different teams that are inside a shark mob, than we might seem to think, Also, sometimes like some people worked on things that moved on, and sometimes you just go like, "Hey, hold on a second. We have an issue about the thing that you built. Can It's not like we can't go like over on the other side of the room and not ask the guy, hey, so what about the thing that you built?" It's like, nope, I'm not touching that anymore. It's not my responsibility or any of this. Like that doesn't work that way. And especially in that kind of environment, yeah, of course you're going to be able to tell you about. Anyway, so it's less rigid than some people might think that things are inside that kind of company. Yes, Pikachu agreeing with what I'm saying right now. So and there's a bunch of things also. A bunch of people that have also been agreeing and vouching for the people that are staying inside the CV the Core Vampire group. Going like absolutely like these are the people that the Bloodhunt fans and the Bloodhunt players want to be keep working on the game. So far I haven't like all the people that like there's several people that have been like going like vouching, absolutely going like you're in, all of the people have been saying you're in good hands basically. So in that sense, I'm absolutely not worried. If you want a little bit of explanation about what things that happened maybe in the background, you can maybe extrapolate some of that from a post by Jacob here. Player relations manager at Shark Mob for Bloodhunt. He says here, live service is always a challenge when there are so many moving parts and tight deadlines. We all want to excite early and do our best, but at the same time, we have to be very careful if things change along the way due to various issues that are difficult to predict. That gives you gives you a little insight of what's, how things might be working in the background. That they themselves might feel like they have to, they want to jump in on things, but if some things, like, you have to be careful because if things go wrong, they're difficult to predict, might cause more problems than you actually want. Anyways, this is just like, I thought that this post was interesting to know about, like a little bit thing about what's been happening in the background. One thing that's been good to hear, personally, I appreciate knowing this, Kinagi, which I've mentioned a few times, which is always a very fun guy. Fragile Lopez, thank you for being here. He's so senior DevOps engineer, which I really like, is a very fun guy. I love being in his streams. Fantastic dude. Had to post, and it's good that he did, personally. He said, just to clarify, I still remain dedicated to the mission of Bloodhunt as part of the CVC team. I will continue to do my best as a build, release engineer, automations expert for the team and the mission of Bloodhunt. I am very happy to know that Kinagi is still there. Yeah. So it's just, personally, I really like that. And also I have some questions for him about servers and stuff that I would like to have some answers. But yeah. If we're going back to what we had here in the last paragraphs, these are probably the last few things that I think worried people the most, or that's been have criticism. But we're just gonna read them first. You're probably wondering what's next for the game and what is coming. We will be sharing that information with you soon regarding our upcoming December update. So basically, next patch is going to be called December Update. Now it ends with thank you Bloodhunt community, which people have read this just very glancingly, going thank you Bloodhunt community. After reading about like the team being pared down, so some people have been going like, I don't necessarily need to read this. Thank you Bloodhunt community. They're saying their goodbyes. The game is going to shut down. That's what people thought. But then you read, Bloodhunt launched in April, but many of you have been here to support us for much longer, cheering us on to keep us going. We are forever grateful for that. Our secret power has always been you, our dedicated and loyal players with whom we look forward to continuing our journey. Now, some people have not been necessarily reading this part at the end. And I think that the way that the rest of the thing here is phrased, it feels like a goodbye. We have launched in April. Since the beginning of the game, you've been helping us along the way. We're grateful and your help, and you've been helping us along the way. Thank you, Bloodhunt community. That feels like a goodbye. The boy said, we look forward to continuing our journeys. Like, and also we have future plans. We have patches prepared for the future. We have things, plenty of awesome things to show you that we've already got in the backstore on top of after our December update. Please continue to follow us and to continue supporting our game. That's the part that was missing. That's the part that was missing. But because the way that this is written, right after thanking two people, also thanking two people, and I have to join my kind of voice at this. It's just like, hey, you're going, goodbye. I don't know, it felt a little dry. That's my criticism about this. It might be a little dry. And I know this, that now that I know that Tobias writes these things, he might be in my DMs going, okay, dude, you're being a little harsh at me. I know this now, and I feel a little bad. I feel very bad, actually. Tobias, please. Oh, God, this is gonna be weird. This is gonna be really weird. Anyways, So, anyways, the tone of this, I know that what is it? Aranka and Motion the other day were having an argument about this, I think, saying that, wait a second, we're just saying like, oh, you're gone, bye. I don't know. Like, I kind of agree this was a little bit dry, but it's just like, okay, but why have you left? Why are you doing this? You're going on, like, you know. You also, yes, Mokrai, you also talked about this as well. I was I was already like agreeing with you. But, it's just that personally, when you say like, oh, by the way, game director's going away. Do we still have a game director? Also, why is the game director leaving? That's one thing. The other thing is, and I want to talk about Samir for a second. I know that for the streaming community of Bloodhunt, which is, I know it's not everyone, okay? There's a lot of casual players that don't go in the Discord, that don't go read things, that don't go inside our streams. They just want to play the game. I know there's a lot of people that just play the game and that's it. But for the people that have come to know Samir as CombatGlue, how can I say this? Um, this is like Samir was really the rallying point of a lot of us. Um, Whether he's apparently aware of that or not, because apparently he started talking about this last time that he was on stream and or he was in my streams and he was a little bit surprised to hear this. So I'm just like, I don't know if he's aware of this, but he was, well, CombatGlue. He was a dev that played the game. He was a constant presence that was there, streaming frequently. If even if it wasn't for Bloodhunt, you could always come to Samir and ask him about a thing. He always had like great interactions with the community, even if it's sometimes to bunk people in the head, going like, "This is not the way to talk to a dev." Um, in his streams, people could come to him to ask for questions, and he would get answers that he could give about stuff. But he was a person that was a dev that was available there for people in the community. If we have questions, if they have streamers that have questions that don't necessarily want to ask them in the Discord, or want to ask them on the fly. And that's another thing is whenever people asked him some questions, he would be there. And there would also be VODs where you could answer things and he would put things and philosophy about the game or about decisions made about the game. He could put them into context so you could better understand what's going on, what's the train of thought in the office without necessarily revealing anything. And put a little bit of a smackdown with some facts of not necessarily coming up with numbers, but going like, this is the situation and this is where we're going. Even if it's stuff that's not necessarily that's been in the update articles or stuff that hasn't been in the update articles. And also, like, if you had any issues with the game, he was there. You could tell him about it. He'll do follow-up. He will tell you, here's where you need to go. I know that some people already do that on Discord. But he was another one that was there live. You could see him react live to your questions. You could hear the tone of voice in which he replied to some answers. You could tell of some things he was excited about. And it's good to have a dev actually be telling you that he's excited about something, and not necessarily on text. Because as I've previously mentioned, and I think that's been a common thing, people don't necessarily like to read. For some people, putting things there and picking apart an article to understand what is going on and then using logic, it doesn't necessarily all correlate together into like what exactly is happening. Sometimes you need someone to put everything into context and tell you like, this is what's happening. And these are many different ways that you could be thinking about this. That is the entire like thing of what I'm doing. But also the thing about Samir was that he was there as representing the game as much as he could in his own capacity. And now we don't have him to do that. Is there going to be one dev that's going to be like sometimes streaming and could answer questions and do things like that, like he did? I mean, not necessarily in the same capacity that he was, but he was still alive. I can't help like to understate that was the entire the entire thing about him. He was there as a live person that you could see on the camera answering your questions. And the people, and surprisingly, there's a bunch of people that didn't know about CombatGlue or Samir. They're the people that said, why isn't Bloodhunt using its own Twitch channel to do like live Q&As? Which could have been a thing to do, but haven't. But instead, the people that knew didn't necessarily fall into like those questions and went instead to combat, because that's what he did. Um, and I don't know if he's ever going to be like listening to this part, but and I know that I said that about him, and he was surprised about this, but he was for Bloodhunt a prime source of information, or just like kind of like he set the tone of how we need to understand things, or how we need to take things or take news. And it's from someone that is inside the team. That that has its own value. Okay, rather than someone like me that I'm absolutely outside of all of this, and I say I have no connections to any devs, that I just like it's me spitballing and making assumptions and all of this. That has a different value from having a dev, even if it's a dev that's just for streamer relations and events and doesn't necessarily know where the core of the game is going or what they're preparing and all of this. Like all he had was just like some glimpses and some hints that some of his colleagues would give him, stuff like that, as far as I know. I have to put like the importance of all this. Um His departure is very sad. He was very involved and kind about this game. Absolutely. CombatGlue will always be supportive. If you need him, DM him. Yes. I hope we can get Bloodhunt game Twitch active more. Absolutely. I will take it over. Get that by Jakshi. Don't take over. Yes. The takeover by Majora for the trios tournament was, oh my god! I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to lead to something else. Personally, I thought it was going to. I thought it was the starting point to something, but it didn't. It didn't snowball into anything. I thought it was going to be like a ramping up of things, or more takeovers. But again, you have to be, in order to like do takeovers like this. You need to be. You need to make sure that you're clean, right? Because you're representing the game. And I know that's some of people might watch this. Hold on. Let me just take it right. Ugh. Also, getting allergies triggering. That's not good. Why? Why, body? Um, I know that some people might be asking um, why not ambassadors? We do have ambassadors, and why wouldn't like ambassadors normally take the spot that Samir would do? Um, there's several problems with ambassadors. Not necessarily them, but how they are. Um, they are not advertised. We don't know who are the ambassadors of the game, or at least like there's no official thing. Like I had to ask to figure out like who are the ambassadors, and half of them I didn't even know who they were, or had seen them, or had been doing anything regards to Bloodhunt recently, or whatever. Second thing, their role isn't clear about what they're supposed to do. I know the philosophy of what an ambassador is supposed to do. Like they're supposed to be like strategically placed people in the map of the game, covering as much ground and players as possible, and they're supposed to be rallying points to take the feedback from the players and relaying that to the devs, and also be the people that when they're taking the feedback they're able to explain a little bit more about the game, the philosophies of the game, basically what combat was doing. um, but it's been a little weird for some of them because they kind of have like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Sometimes not being able to confirm information that much sometimes. So sometimes they speak for themselves. Sometimes they speak for the company as an ambassador ish. They've ever been like dancing the line, and sometimes it's hard to get like definite information. Um, and when I say like they don't confirm much, like obviously there's people like Motion Gaming, Aranka, and Delacroix whenever he's streaming Bloodhunt. Like these guys, whenever they have information to confirm, absolutely they will tell you this is confirmed information. I know what's happening. I know what's happening in the background. Absolutely. The other ones, I don't know much. The other problem with ambassadors is that more often than anything, they keep telling us that they're left in the dark. So they're not necessarily super reliable sources of information, and some of them have even said like, hey, we get shown stuff sometimes in the background, we don't know for when or what occasion some things are going to be released or not. So sometimes they just like, it's very it sometimes it's like it doesn't lead to anything to ask them so some questions. Sometimes it feels like they are powerless, or at least the feedback that they give to the devs is not necessarily as impactful as it would be from a dev. And also some people might ask like, why use an ambassador when instead you could just use social media? Because I'm not speaking necessarily to a dev, I'm speaking to someone to talk for a dev. Why don't I have like the direct route of connecting directly to a dev with social media? And you can't necessarily like fault anyone for doing this. It's just that when Combat was there, they could go like, hey, there's a dev, I'm going to ask directly to dev. The thing was that the dev could answer you directly. And even then doing this, there are some people that feel that they're not feeling listened to when they're like tweeting at the Bloodhunt account or leaving feedback in the Discord. But that's a part of community management. There's some people that have more legit concerns than others. Some people that keep suggesting things that devs have stated already reasons for not doing any of this. And then the people go, I don't feel listened. Well, you're actually not listening to what the devs are saying. And you keep suggesting things that they are saying, like we can't or we won't do any of what you suggest. There's that. Also, on top of that, for ambassadors, where I know that a bunch of people have contacted me at different times and different reasons for, sometimes some people don't want to contact certain ambassadors themselves, but that's, kind of a personal preference. And I don't like some people have issues with the ambassadors themselves, but I don't want to get into that because that's a whole like barrel of worms. It's not even a can, it's a barrel of worms I don't want to get into. So there's a question of exactly what are we going to do with Samir gone? Like, how is that going to be reorganized? I know that there were some whispers of plans of reorganizing ambassadors or all of that stuff. Now that Tobias is in charge of, I believe, or maybe I'm assuming too much, but Tobias seems to be like the person that's in charge of community management. So I don't know exactly with Samir gone how that all works. I know there's other people that take care of social media and all that sort of stuff. Like there's a whole marketing team and a community team that's behind there. I don't know exactly how all of this is working, or how that's gonna work together, but I want to mention in regards to this, I'll get back to chat in just a second. Someone asked, like, is the project being shut down? David Sirland says, nope, there's news going on about it. Jacob is on it. Samir asks, the learnings has some info of how they're ramping down after December patch, but the patch is strong. Looking forward to play it. And David adds, indeed, and there's more, as far as I remember / know, exciting stuff. None of this is going away. Okay? So that's why I was wondering about like what's going to be happening with things in the future. And really the thing behind all of this is, hold on, I've been focusing on me a little bit too much here. No, on things. Need to change the scene. And that's the thing that's interesting, is that after the December update we're gonna get in a few days, then they're gonna look at the impact and the bugs and fixes and whatever, and probably we're gonna get a survey after that. Um, team's gonna ramp down to the CVC team, and then it's going to be up to them to let us know what's going to happen. Basically, what's happening in the future. Uh, what kind of frequency are we expected to get some updates? Um, are we going to still function the same way? The important thing to remember about why this is happening, and that's something that they've hinted at, they've talked about that since the summer update, since after the summer update, I should say. And that's something that I've been hammering since like for a while, is that right now what they've been doing with all of those with the September update, with October update, and now with the December update, is shoring up the foundations of Bloodhunt as a game. And what's going to happen after that is they're going to be able to build up on those foundations. What we had at the beginning was just shaky foundations. And they fell apart, and there were holes, and they were patching things up. And then we came up with a plan, and then we had skill-based matchmaking added. We had the bots, and then what I keep saying I'm hoping is going to happen in the update is going to be like adding retention features. So, and I've seen a few ambassadors also confirm this. That as far as they know, what's been happening is exactly that. The foundations of the game are going to be in place. And now all you need is a team to just keep the ball rolling. It's just that what they put in place for the last few months has been a lot of heavy work. And for that, you need a big team to, how can I say this? It's kind of like building a house. You've got the foundations and you've got the structure of the house that's put in place, okay? You've got the house put in there. And you need a lot of people and you need a lot of materials and you need a lot of time. But after that, after all the basic stuff is done and you've got basically a house in front of you, then all the rest, you don't necessarily need a whole team of builders. You don't need builders to build this thing again. Then you need a core group of people that are gonna like actually, let's decorate the place, let's fancy up the place, let's actually build this into, let's take this home that is there, this house that's there, and actually like make it into a livable space. You know, let's decorate, let's have a, let's make sure that the driveway is properly paved. uh all of the functional stuff is there. They just need to gussy it up. They just need to continue the work that's already been set in front of them. It's just like, okay, well, you see, definitely, like, you see there's a bunch of things that still need to be done or how to improve things. Just follow with that. And that's the core team that we're getting. That's my interpretation of it, at least. And yeah, so on this, we're absolutely not done with Bloodhunt. And the key thing about this with other games that have had the same kind of thing happen, here's the thing that you have to remember. You have it, because this is an online this is a game as an online service situation, okay? The game is going to be kept alive by a core team of people, but only, and we've seen this before in the article, only if the people actually show up to the game. They're reducing the team because of the amount of people that are coming to the game, and they're adjusting the function they're adjusting the game and the requirements and the needs of the game to fit the requirements to fit the number of people that are coming in. They need to make sure that the messaging is there properly to tell people, hey, we still got some things in there. Keep coming in. And the people are still going to keep coming in. And that's the thing that we need to understand. If people decide that wait, the game is dead, it's no point, not anything anymore, then of course less people are going to show up. Less people are going to be like assigned to the task of keeping the game alive. That's normal. And usually what kills other games like this when they start paring down the team that's assigned to the game is that usually players just lose faith or just like are very fickle and just go like, I'm going to go to this other game where there's more people or some other stuff or some other reasons, or just assume that the game is dead, and they just leave in a batch, and that of course officially like will end up killing the game. So basically our core dedicated players that like this game, that like to support this game, that want this game to still be alive, you still do your thing and just keep spreading the word that this game is still happening. There's still updates coming out there. I just want, you know, after the sorry, there's noises outside. I just want to make sure that there's, people understand there's still going to be things in the future that are coming for Bloodhunt. Absolutely. And confirmed there. I just showed you. So just, I don't know, just keep the faith. I'm still going to be here. I'm going to be here until they unplug the servers. Like, I'm one of the ones. Like, there's people like after on the post article, there's a bunch of people that have been just saying like, I'm still here. I'm going to be there. There's people that even like have negatives opinions or have been wishing for the game to improve. They're even those people have said like, I have a lot of criticism about the game, but I still like the game. Still gonna be there till the end. To which I'm just like, okay, you know what? Sometimes we don't see eye to eye, but good on you. You're still a person that's logging into the server and playing the game. Sorry, I did a whole spiel. Let me get back to what you've been saying on the chat. I'm sorry for ignoring you a little bit. Hold on. Okay. Yes, Josh, you're very clean. Okay, good. That's enough. Crystal Ship, Majora and I always said we would love to host late night Vampire Scrims custom if we had the option to do. We would definitely return. Would definitely return for that. Really, Majora said that. Okay. I know that Majora has, it's been very logical for him to just like step away, but he's also been like very curious about. He's not been negative about the game like at all. Like it's always been like very logical. I really like and respect Majora. Like I've always been like very supportive of him, even though like this last kind of month and a half I've been mostly supporting the people that have been streaming Bloodhunt just to make sure that we've got the views and all the stuff. And I hate that there's some people that have moved away from Bloodhunt that I haven't been popping inside their streams, and I hate that because like some people I really genuinely like their content and their streaming and their personalities, and I think they're good people that I'd like to hang out with. But unfortunately, I had the tough choice to make of just like, I'm sorry, I can't stick around. I need to support still the game that I like and that I support. Like no offense to anyone, okay? I hope that comes clear. So, but that's a good idea. If we could host late night Vampire Scrims and customs, like yeah, I like I said, like there was apparently the option to have custom servers is still like was on the table at some point. I don't know if it still is. Whatever. I didn't have the opportunity to play or watch Majora's Tournament. It was a good idea. Samir also said at the time he wanted to organize a tourney in December. Guess it won't happen. You never know. You never know. When that happens, Samir probably already knew that he was going away. We're gonna have to ask. I don't. Okay, okay. So, Majora did a great job too. Absolutely. Thank you for the socials, Janshi. I appreciate you. Updates were so not frequent with a full team. I don't expect to be more often. A smaller crew, even if the best their best ones. Yeah. I mean, there's we're gonna see. We're gonna see. It depends of the team. Wouldn't say frequent as we want. However, it was consistent every month we put out. Yeah. They have been consistent. They have been more consistent. Like the original idea of putting out quicker patches faster, like that definitely worked. It just feels like what's been happening for the last, well, the update that's coming in. We got more and more repeat, let's say, warnings that it was a big one. So like I'm not surprised that there was like some extra testing and extra finalizing of some parts and things that was done, and that's why we got a week delay, and that's why the battle pass was so long. I feel much more like confident now that we know that it's big and it's finishing up like the foundations, like I said. Like it makes sense now. It's just that I wish that we had teasers or um I don't know, like any kind of sort of information of things or confirmations of things to come, like would have been like enough to just like keep us, it's just a thing to keep us going. But again, until I see like the actual content of the update, like I'm not gonna speak more. um Hey, Heartless Swa, hello. Who's Majora? Yeah. Who's Majora? Who's this guy? Right? Neves, hello. Thank you for thank you for the raid. Hello. I just completely missed that. Sorry, because I don't have my notifications on because I'm recording right now. Hello. Um. Gonna go see the football match later. If you're, will you drop the code? Yeah, after I'm done. After I'm done recording, I'm doing the giveaway of the jacket, makeup, and Techno Demon mask. Right after I'm done doing all this. So yes, everyone that's come from Nives TV's raid. Thank you. We're currently recording the news about Bloodhunt. And we're just about to, we are close to the end. So let me get back, get back to it. So again, reminding you, everyone, like there's still things coming even after the current update. And yes, there's definitely more than 2 people that are going to be working on the team. And I can't wait until the team lets us know exactly what's in it for the future for us and how they're going to deal with all this. Well, basically everything that they will have to do, that they will have to deal with soon. So, let's we get back into this. There we go. Oop. That is not the window I wanted to open. There we go. That one. Okay. Shang-Chi posted this. Shang-Chi had a stream recently, and Bloodhunt Game decided to come in, say hi, follow, and said, we have a better Christmas presents coming. Because she thought that, oh, maybe the follow, like, that was a nice little Christmas present coming in. Is like, oh, we have a better one coming in. Hint, 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 hint. Something. More presents coming. We have noticed that Bloodhunt Game, the Twitch account, has been much more active in these last few weeks. Has been suddenly jumping into people's streams. Has been following some people's streams. What's happening? What's happening? Are they preparing something? Or is just someone that remembered that there was the Twitch account? And who's in control of the Twitch account? We don't know. Is it Tobias? Is it one of the other people's? Is it Leon? Who is in charge? We don't know. Anyways, I thought that was just fun to mention that maybe they're preparing some things. Who knows? But in terms of preparing things, here's the thing. that's been interesting a lot of people. This winter, an icy prison of mental frost traps the undead. Will you be able to break free from the shackles or succumb to the jail that is your own mind? Launching next week. And we have this picture here. There's been a lot of people speculating on exactly what that means. Apparently some people know. Apparently some people have information that might be incredibly speculative. Some like in Mokri's stream, people have been wondering about this. I have suggested, like, there's many types of suggestions of things that might happen here. It could be a new weapon, because we don't see exactly what that person is doing here. Could be a new ability. It could be a new archetype. It could be a winter-themed thing or whatever, because December update, and there's a lot of ice and stuff mentioned here. Like maybe like, you know, something like especially for the Christmas holidays and frost and everything. Like suddenly we have like we're getting something for the frosty times because we have several weeks. And maybe for those, like, until we get the next update, we're gonna have like a little frost type of I don't know, little event, little, it could be. And that's the thing that I keep remembering and that people I think might have forgotten. You know, the modifier cards that we have on some games, you know, the windy, the off duty, the, you know, all those different, like, start with some random resonances. It has been a while since they decided to spice things up with those randomizer cards. Wouldn't that be interesting if suddenly we had like all like new modifier cards for our games? I've been suggesting some of them, I think, since around the launch of the game. Like within the first month, I had been suggesting like some ideas. Like I completely forget exactly what they were, but there were a bunch of them that I was completely like, I was super excited about. And I've been wondering for a long time if maybe like more modifiers like this could be added to the game, and that would like spice things up, make things more interesting. And also, if you think that those cards can combine with some others, I don't know. I think that anyways, it's a thing. Some say, like, you know, in terms of the archetype stuff, there's some people, because it refers to mental frost traps and the jail that is your own mind, and you see a lot of refractoring kind of colors here. Some people say, like, hey, maybe we've got Malkavians inside the game. I don't know. But it could be different things. I still say, like, it could be a new weapon. It could be also a new ability. It could be, like, imagine this. Right now you've got all the classes. Imagine, and we have two abilities, right? We've got the Q and E, or whatever you're using on your PS5 controller. Like it could be possible that we're getting imagine if everyone's getting a third ability. Imagine, like, that would you, how would you think, like, that this would like throw another level of meta play on all the characters. Like, at this point, this is just me speculating. I'm just having fun speculating, because some people say, like, this definitely this thing. It's like, well, no, it could be different things if we're, you know, playing on this. We can move the buttons around. Yes, I have been recording the news for the last 2 hours. but don't worry, like it'll still be on the VOD here, and it will come to it'll be posted on my YouTube later on. Kush, hello. You're new to Bloodhunt. Well, welcome to the community. I'm currently recording a news bit right now, and I'm about to finish it. But if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask. So yes, that is what we have currently, and also let's move to there we go. Let's close this and look at what we got currently. No, I was going with what they were saying. I've seen Kush on other streams before, so I'm not completely bamboozled here. So there you go. What we are having here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Why do I still have that in my notes? That's not interesting. Yeah, okay. That American week started with Sunday confusing. It doesn't start with Sunday. This is Monday. And also I went with whatever I was able to produce. Like I got myself a calendar that I could edit. It was done very quickly because like this isn't polished at all. What I've got here, this isn't polished at all. That was hard. Sorry. So here's what we got. Here's what we got currently. So I did a little cleanup. So on Thursday, we got the October update learnings article that we just went through. The previous 6 drops have been activated since yesterday. Today, we're doing the weekly news recap. On Monday, we should be getting the patch notes for the next update. On Monday, we should be getting the update, like early in the morning in terms of like North America, which is where I am. Usually around like between 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern time. You know that there's going to be some European streamers that will be live whenever that's going to happen because they're going to be like testing if everything's going to be good. Did I say Monday? I meant Tuesday. Did I say Tuesday? I mean Tuesday. Anyways, on Tuesday, 13th, launch is going to happen. We are still going to have the previous 6 drops. Like I said, like it's going to be like from the 9th up to the morning of the 23rd. We still have the previous 6 drops that are given out by anyone that has drops enabled on their stream, and that is streaming Bloodhunt. That is open for everyone. On the 23rd, we're going to get the new Twitch drop of the Die Please outfit, the nice purple jacket and all of this. That is going to be given out by the Twitch channels of the top 100 streamers of Bloodhunt. And that's going to be up until the 30th, where we don't know what's going to happen. I have been suggesting that maybe because it's the holidays, and some people might not necessarily be up to watching streams or be able to watch streams for a whole week, maybe take the Die Please outfit and like make it available for another extra week after this. But we're going to have to watch the news and see what's going to happen. I can tell you that personally, for the weekend of Christmas and the weekend of New Year's, may not necessarily do a news recap for those 2 weeks and be on holiday for once. Thank you for the follow, Kush. Yeah, I might be taking some holidays, some time off on my own. I know that there's probably not going to be a lot of news coming out, so I will let you know. Just follow my Twitter, and follow my Twitter, and I'll let you know if ever I'm doing some news recaps on these weekends. Also, there's a possibility that my family kidnaps me away from Montreal, and I might not be near my streaming equipment here. So it might not be a choice of mine to be here. Anyways, just follow me on my Twitter. I'll let you know if I'm doing a news recap. Definitely, because we have the launch of the update that's here. Probably we're gonna get like some updates on some things, maybe some fixes, some patches, and a bunch of stuff. So it's possible that I might be doing a news recap on the morning of the 24th. We will see. We'll play it by ear. Okay. You call the Canadian police. So yeah, this is what we have right now in terms of like predictions and things that are absolutely sure and things that are we're waiting to see what exactly is going to be happening in the future. We are going to have, hopefully, in those 2 weeks here, or maybe at the first week of January, I hope that we will be getting some communications from our new core vampire team. That's going to at least let us know what's going to be happening in the future or in the near future, or what's their plans, or what we're looking at, or are we still going to have some Twitch drops that are going to be happening. I hope that at the beginning, like not too far away in the future, because they need to still build confidence in the people that are still playing Bloodhunt, not just, because that there's going to be some people that are going to be playing the new update, and they're going to be like, well, enjoy it because it's going to be the last patch, or it's going to be the last update for Bloodhunt, and then it's going to die. Like, no, we need the new core vampire team to let us know, by the way, we're here working on the next update. We've got more content coming towards you. Like, they need to be quick on the ball to remind people we've got some things planned. Okay? So that is what I'm hoping that they will do. Because if they wait too long to let us know, people are just going to fall off. People are just going to fall off. They're finished playing the game. They're finished playing the battle pass. And even like, let's assume for a second, okay, that the battle pass the battle pass that we're going to get like in a few days is not going to be free, which would be like absolutely like a huge surprise to me. Some people would go like, why would I spend money in the store? Why would I spend money for anything for a game that's just going to go away? Because some people are like, we're going with the expectation that people expect the game to die. Okay. If you put out a tweet that, hey, we've got some more updates that are being planned, we're working on the next update, we're working on giving you like more stuff, we're not letting down, just giving that kind of little like, hey guys, we're not dead, we're still working on this, might be just like the kind of confidence boost that we need, that people might go like, oh wait, hold on a second, I'm not uninstalling this game, there's still more to come. Or some people that might be like, even the jaded people might go like, oh okay, we'll see what you're getting at, like, core vampire team, that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing that I'm expecting to happen. But we'll see. We're going to be under like kind of new but not new management. It's still the same team that are being a part of the core Bloodhunt stuff. They're right in the wee mooses. Wee mooses, right? So yeah, as a reminder to everyone, like this is all I had to cover for this recording. So as a reminder to everyone, if you ever pick up on some details that might be interesting or might be newsworthy, okay, because I can't be everywhere, and especially like I said, this week is going to be awful for me. I'm probably not even going to be online when the new patch is going to arrive, and it's looking already very, very likely that I won't be able to like play any of the new update until like this time, but next week. So not until like next weekend am I going to be able to like play any of this. So yeah, and I'll be looking at trying to look at people's VODs, trying to find some information that I can bring to you here in this news recap next weekend. So yeah, if you find some things, if you see some stuff, take the screenshots of the convos, give me the links to the VODs. I like to have some proof of what I'm talking about, or else, some people are gonna bonk me. Yeah, if you want to help me, I appreciate a lot. Please give me a follow on Twitch. The channel's growing. I appreciate everyone for joining up. And remember, when I stream Bloodhunt, you always can have the special drops that are happening. I also do some code giveaways. The purple jacket, I'm the only one currently in the Bloodhunt community that's giving you the codes for the purple jacket. Right now, after I'm done recording this, I'm gonna have a special giveaway for the fuchsia finish makeup and a techno demon mask. Who knows? I might be getting some things later on. Follow my Twitter, follow my Twitch. That's the best ways you're gonna have some contact with me. And that being said, that's it for us here. Everyone, be kind to each other. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.